What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on DiDi for DiDi Global. Of course, that company out of China, which everyone has heard of by now. Massive regulations as soon as the IPO went out. So on the left-hand side, if you're not familiar, we have the daily time frame. On the right-hand side, we have the 30-minute time frame. The green line is the 200 SMA, and the blue line is the 50 SMA. Let's first start off by pointing out very obvious levels of support and resistance from the daily time frame. $11 is a very important level. It acted as support from in here, and then when it broke, obviously it was downhill from there, suffering a massive gap down and now failing to really make it all the way back up towards that level from the daily perspective. What I do want to point out headed into the upcoming week is that we do have an inside bar on our hands. So Thursday obviously engulfs the entire range of Friday. You could call Friday the inside day of Thursday. However you want to cut the cake here. We're basically looking for a potential move out of this two-day balance to either take us higher and or lower. Okay, so obviously in a downtrend, heavy regulation coming out of China, not really going to favor this for any type of swing trade. You can obviously see from in the past, this one experiences large gaps. It's very volatile, and at a price point around $11, I mean, if you take a dollar hit on this, that's immediately a 10% sort of gain or loss in your favor. So not for the faint of heart here in DiDi. If you do decide to take it long, your long would be obviously over the high of Friday, which is at 1062, targeting that important area that we mapped out around $11. So not a whole lot of meat on the bone there, but obviously this one can move and it does have some volatility behind it. That would be a quick trade in my opinion. Anything above that, just kind of scrunching up this 30-minute chart here on the right to sort of pick out some other targets. I really like the price action that seems to be happening if we grab the other tool here around this area. You can see from in the past, actually let's just go all the way back out to here. Prior resistance, this may be very small on your screen. I'll zoom in a minute here. A lot of resistance here, then it offered some support, and now we're below it. Of course, it will act as resistance up around that 1220 mark. Just zooming in so you can see that price interaction here. Again, boom, 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 all these different touches to that 1220 area. So I would be keeping a close eye on that should there be any major continuation over 11. To the downside, obviously from the inside bar setup, if we break down underneath the low of Thursday, which happens to be the 50 SMA here as well on the 30-minute time frame at 912, if we can break down underneath that, I would say a target that I would probably advise you to pay attention to would be here at around $8.25, simply because we had a sort of short-term top in here, also found resistance, and then it offered some perfect support on this day here, which of course was Wednesday of this past week. What you want to see on any break in either direction is really volume coming in to monitor for continuation higher or lower. If volume dries up on this one, I wouldn't really be surprised if it just goes sideways into the entire upcoming week.